Hey, Darko. The start of a new season is always exciting, but is there anything about this season, your third year, that you're looking forward to more than you would any other year?
Well, if you look in my 2 years here with the team, first year was all over the place, looking for direction, then deciding and starting to go into rebuild. That was quite a bit to deal with all of that, obviously. We were having a change in the ownership, change in the leadership, a lot of changes everywhere. What I'm really looking forward is consistency and continuity. I'm really excited about the group that we have this season. It's going to be really exciting to see how those guys develop and gel together and where we can go as a team. But all the signs that I'm getting from the players and being around them during the summer, very, very positive feedback I'm getting from everybody.
Thanks. We'll go to Josh Lewinberg, down to your left, Coach, and then to Doug Smith after.
Hey, Darko.
Hey.
Good to see you. I would imagine you guys are going to continue to prioritize growth and development at a high level, but with expectations going up this year, adding Brandon, trying to take the next step as a team, how does your job change as a coach, or does it?
Well, it does not change at all because my focus is on winning and developing at the same time. I'm really blessed and grateful to have a group of guys like we have in this organization now. They're just hungry. Guys are really excited to be around each other. They're hungry to go out there and compete. We're setting the highest standards possible for us to operate every single day. So day to day, nothing is going to change in my approach. I'm going to try to build my players. I'm going to try to build our team. I'm going to try to build our community. And all of us together, we can make a difference and have a great season.
So Doug and then Samson.
Darko, how are you, sir?
Doing great, Doug. Is that espresso, Doug?
No, not yet. No,
Not yet. I got you covered.
Attaboy. Thank you. I appreciate that. When you look at the skill sets of your players, RJ, Scotty, Brandon particularly, you see some duplication there. How can you work around their individual skills to make them into one cohesive group?
Great question, Doug. I've been thinking about that a lot. Intentionally during whole month of September when our guys were in open gym, we were putting our projected starting five to play together as much as possible to start, exposing those things for them to get to know each other and their strengths. And I've been really impressed with the ability of those guys kind of like to understand who is hot at the moment and who to force feed. Everything goes back to the standard of play that we want to have. And for us, everything starts on defensive end. We want to dominate on defensive end. We want to be disruptive on defensive end. We want to be able to create a lot of steals and a lot of opportunities for us to run in transition. And when we do that, then it's going to be much easier for us to score. It's going to be much easier to get in offense. And then for players, they just need to embrace all the skill set that their teammates have. And we have quite a bit of talent on this team. And I think those guys accepting that is the first step for us.
Hey, Darko. Just over here, Samson. Hope you enjoyed your summer. First of all, when you inherited this team, you had three really big forwards, OG, Pascal, and Scotty. And obviously that team didn't stay together, but with Colin, with Scotty, and with Brandon, have you learned anything from the past? And how are you excited to implement three, big forwards going forward this season?
Yes, for sure. I think one thing that is going to really help us this year is going to be having Sandro on the team. He's going to be playing backup five for us, but also he's a player who can stretch the floor. So it's really going to allow us, especially with the second unit, to go to different schemes, to look for different guys in pick and rolls and DHOs, to use him spacing the floor, to use him to pick and pop. So I think that's going to be a big difference for us this year, having that type of player that can really help us to connect that group.
So we'll go Eric, Ryan, and then Ez.
Hey, Darko. Happy New Year. We talked when the trade for Brandon happened a lot about how he might fit into the player movement and the ball movement that you guys have been preaching since you got here. At the same time, he is, one of the premier one-on-one shot makers in the league when he's going well. How do you see that skill meshing with the way that you've played in the past?
Well, first of all, I want Brendan to be himself, to feel comfortable in his own skill. He's 27 years old, and he's now entering his prime. I also expect him to take his game to another level. You know, game is changing. Game is becoming more open court and more running and more transition, and he will have to grow in that aspect as well. Obviously, he's a lead scorer. We're going to put him in situations where he can not just score but play make. I think that's one area of his game that's a lot of times it's been overlooked is his willingness to pass the ball and to make the right play. And with his size and his scoring ability, he's going to be attracting a lot of attention to him. And I believe that he's going to be really good of finding his teammates and making the right play. So we need to play to standard of a team, how we want to share the ball, how we want to play, how we want to be efficient, and to get very efficient shots for us on the floor. So I think he's going to fit in really well with our team.
Thanks. Go ahead, Ryan.
Hey, Darko. I have a question about like the rotation. Bobby was talking the other day about how the league is kind of going to like deeper teams, that sort of thing. Do you see things changing? Like you could play a deeper rotation? Do you have like a set number of guys you think every night you might want to get in?
Well, I believe that this year we do have a deeper roster, and we have more guys that can contribute night in and night out, and that's a dream for every coach. You know, it's not going to be easy to make those decisions night in and night out, but that's the problem I'm looking forward to have, to decide who are the guys going to be out there, who's going to be competing, and that's going to, I think, it's going to really help competition inside the team, that guys got to stay constantly on and constantly like pushing each other to play better. And I think it's really going to help us. I like to play 10 guys and even 11 guys in rotation. Everybody, they need to be ready at any point of time. As I said, we have a deep roster, and I think all of those guys at some point of a season, they're going to be huge for us to help the team.
As will Joseph.
Hey, Darko.
Hey.
Welcome back. You just mentioned earlier that defense is going to be the calling card for this team, and that's where it starts. But when you're looking at the depth of this rotation and what you expect from them, how much does the defensive side of the ball dictate how deep you're willing to go and certain players and combinations you're willing to choose?
And when we talk about defense, I really believe that standard for us, everything starts with Scotty Barnes. He's one of the most elite defensive players in this league. He's one of the guys that plays for the team and trying to win every single possession. So our identity starts with him. And then we have a lot of guys that are very willing defensive players, and we're keeping the standard so high that everybody else is rising to the task. So to be honest with you, I don't see a weak link for us defensively this year, and I'm not going to look at any player on this team and to give him a free pass because defense is not at the level that we expect. So I'm going to keep everybody accountable to the high standards on defensive end.
Coach, you had your players together a lot over the summer, you know, working in Spain, working in LA, working earlier here in Toronto. Who were some of the players that really impressed you in that sort of summer period where you saw like a tangible year-over-year improvement?
Well, yes, our guys did spend quite a bit of time with each other during the summer. That shows their commitment to each other. That shows the commitment to this franchise. It's interesting thing. I'm going to start with September. I'm going to start with the end, open gym. And talking to Gary Temple, I asked him, how are the guys doing? How's everybody doing? He says, Coach, this is unbelievable. Every team, like if guys come in town, they're just looking for a weekend to get out. Over here, everybody's staying in Toronto. So that tells a lot how much they feel comfortable over here, how much they love the city. And I really talk to all the players that they need to get to know this city, to understand how big it is to wear the jersey of Toronto Raptors. I'll go back to your question. We did spend quite a bit of time around each other this summer. I'm really impressed how hard our guys worked, how they competed on a really, really high level. Anytime they were in open gym and playing, and their commitment. You know, Jamal Shed, he hosted teammates, 11, 12 guys in Austin. We had players working out together in Miami. Quickly and Scotty and RJ organized there. We had Brandon Ingram inviting young guys to Newport Beach to work out with him. That shows just how much those guys want to do well for themselves and for this team. And I cannot point out one player because I'm seeing the growth in every single person on this roster. So that's what really excites me. What I'm seeing day in and day out, it's what really excites me about this upcoming season.
So we're going to go Joseph, John, Chelsea.
Hey, Darko. Over here. Last year, Grady had somewhat of an up-and-down sophomore season where he had a really fascinating start, and then it kind of tailed off a bit, or his numbers suffered as the season went on. Have you seen anything from him this offseason or the work he's put into his body that makes you think he's at a point now where he's ready to sustain, not necessarily the heater he was on early last season, but some level of consistency over an 82-game season?
Right. Year two in NBA is always for guys. It's a tricky one. You know, you play year one, especially if you get minutes and you play, and you start thinking like, oh, I kind of like figured this out. And then year two comes and you see all the ups and downs. I think that the last season was unbelievable for Grady to learn from those really high points of the year, and also to understand what he needs to do day in and day out when things are not going his way, and how he can affect the game with defensive stop or right rotation on the defensive end, or grabbing a rebound, or getting a steal, or just making a right decision with the right pass. So he started off season being injured, and it took some time for him to completely be cleared and get back to work. I'm impressed how much he worked on his body. He added the strength. You know, I know him from year one when he was rookie over here, and he looked like a baby on a court. He's now looking, he has completely different outlook out there on the court, much stronger, much more explosive. He knows what he's doing. And this year is going to be an unbelievable year for him to really focus on efficiency, how to be more efficient, how to find his spots on the court. And he did an outstanding job. He's in really good spot heading into the year.
So John, then Chelsea, then Vivek.
Good to see you again. Welcome
Good to
back.
see you too.
I know that you like to focus on process, but what are your expectations for the season, or do you have expectations?
Well, my expectations are for our team to improve 1%, to be better every single day, every single week. My expectation from this team is to be better with every month. You know, some of the best basketball we played last season was towards the end of the season. That is my expectation from this group, to work really hard, to stay together through ups and downs, and to be really focused on winning every single day and winning every possession. You know, we're entering this season, and big slogan for me is going to be win for all. You know, not just to win games, but to win for the community, to win for this country, to win for each other, to win for men next to you. I think it's going to be very important for us to continue having that unity that I think is blueprint for this team, and that we got to continue building on that. I expect us to be competitive in 82 games and to go out there to try to win every single game. I have high ambitions. I'm not lacking that at all. I'm not shying away from that. So I'm ready for the task. I'm ready to go out there and compete.
So Chelsea, then Vivek, then Lindsay.
Hey, Coach. Nice to see you.
Good to see you, too.
I'm curious. Sorry, this is loud. I'm curious how you approach the off-season from a personal level and just kind of navigate not only just resetting for the next season, but also what you do on a personal level to challenge yourself to do better for the next season. Obviously, now we're a few seasons in. We know that you're, a very, you hold yourself to a high standard, of course. And so I'm curious what the things that you do in the off-season that you don't necessarily have time to do in the season to kind of level up and goal set maybe for the next season.
For sure. This off-season, I had 2 summers to learn on and to improve and to see what's working, what's not working for me. This summer, myself and the coaching staff, we were able to be really organized and to the point to do a lot of projects early in the summer. So we did not feel any crunch going into our coaches retreat in August. And it was just like fine tuning during the August and preparing for the season. So it really helped me that last 2 weeks of August I was able to spend time with my family and to be in Serbia. And that's always when I'm around my family, that's how I charge my batteries and how I get ready for the season. So that was really, really exciting. And about that time as well, I got confirmation that Bobby Webster is going to be our new head of basketball operations, which really put me in the right place, knowing that we were on the right track and the team is going to be in the right hands.
So we're going Vivek, Lindsay, and then Eric Smith.
Hey, Darko, over here. Just looking at the defensive numbers in the second half of the season, they were really great and really encouraging signs. You did also play a lot of sub-500 teams, and maybe the rotation then didn't look like what it will look like now. What did you see on the court beyond the numbers that makes you believe that this team can be great defensively?
One of the main goals heading into this summer is to get in elite shape, and talking to players individually as a group, we set up a really good plan for guys to achieve that. In this type of modern basketball, everybody's looking for two-way players. Everybody wants guys that can play on both ends of the floor, and the only way you can do that if you're in elite shape. So that was goal number one for us to improve in that. We did a lot of projects trying to see how we can improve our hand activity, how we can be more aggressive on the ball. Like everything that we're trying to do is we're just trying to speed up teams, and we're really trying to make teams uncomfortable as it's possible. So we did some exciting projects and some adjustments in the individual training that I'm looking forward to implement now in a training camp as well. So I'm hopeful that it's going to really help us and our defense to take another level.
Thanks. Go ahead, Lindsay.
Hey, Darko, over here, front row. Nice to see you. When it comes to expectations, and we look at your rookie, specifically Colin, seeing him throughout the summer, how do you think he can have a role on this team, and what areas would you like to see him improve on already?
Well, Colin is a high-level competitor. Colin is somebody who has unbelievable defensive instincts, from positioning, from using his hands, being disruptive. And he is as strong as it gets. For a young player, I did not see such a young player to be so strong. He's not shying away from any contact. He likes to sneak in his nose and to go for every rebound. But also he's a very good passer. He's a very good playmaker, and somebody that I definitely believe that he can help our team. And I'm really excited to see this growth as the season goes on.
So Eric Smith, who's at the back, and to your left, Coach.
Coach, you just touched on this a little bit, I guess, when you mentioned the slogan, the win for all. But when you said earlier about how you felt it was important for your guys to understand what it means to wear this jersey and to represent the city and country, why is that important to you, and what does it mean to you?
Well, I do believe that Toronto is a special city for so many reasons. We're the only team outside of USA playing in NBA. This city and this community loves game of basketball. A couple of nights ago, I was able to go and support a mission in Scarborough, and I had to sit down and be with some kids that are in underprivileged situation, and it is amazing how this new generation of people in Toronto, how much they love game of basketball. Canada Basketball is doing a great job. The basketball is on the rise in this country. I am the leader of this organization, and I feel that that I need to have contribution to the community here, to the city of Toronto, to all the people that are involved in basketball. I feel very comfortable in this city. My son is already identifying himself half Serbian, half Canadian, so it is a special place for me, and I want to make sure that our players have the same feeling when they come over here and play and represent Toronto Raptors.
We're going to stay at the back, and then we're going to come up to Eric.
Hey, talk over here.
Yep.
Obviously, like you mentioned, CMB is already a great, versatile defender that fits with your basketball philosophy. Going into this season, do you see him fitting more with the second unit or some of the starting players?
Well, that's why we have training camp, right? Training camp is going to give us a lot of answers. They're going to be trying different stuff as the preseason goes. We just want to put all of the guys in a situation to be successful, but I also want all the players to earn their minutes and their role on a team. I think that's fair and honest towards all the players on this team. I'm not giving anything to anybody. All of the players, they need to earn it, and everybody's on the track to do that. All the signs that I'm seeing during the summer, everybody's just 100% locked in and working really hard.
So we'll go to John in the front and then to Gilbert.
Right here, Darko. What's it say about Jamal Shed that he's not even in the second year of his NBA career and he's taking on sort of a leadership role and inviting people down to Austin to train together?
Well, Jamal Shed is a great singer. He's the one leading Happy Birthday songs always and always brings a different interpretation. He's outspoken. He is a great leader because he leads by example. And also, he's not afraid to share what he sees with his teammates. And everything that he does, it comes from a place of love and care. So all the players on the team, they recognize that. And he's been a great voice for us, bringing guys to Austin down there to work out and bring them to his home and meet with his family. All of that was just outstanding from a young player to do something like that.
Thanks, and then we'll finish with Gilbert, who's just here left.
Good to see you, Coach. Sandro was having quite a time in Europe playing for Georgia over the summer. I wonder how you intend to use him and Yak, maybe Chomche as well, to improve that center position.
Signing Sandro was very important for us this off-season because we see in him somebody who shares the values of our organization, and we see in him somebody who can really compete on a higher level. I believe that he's going to get the right opportunity, the right chance that kind of like was not consistent with him in his first couple of years in NBA. And I believe that he's ready to make that next jump. Just watching him playing Eurobasket, I think he did a really good job. He played out of his natural position. He played more position 3. But that's the great thing about Sandro. He can play any position 3 to 5, but also can bring the ball up the floor. I think he's going to give us a lot, and he's really excited to be here in Toronto, and I'm sure talking to him, you guys will get a chance to sense that as well.